Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 25th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, how cold is it at the moment? It's
what?
Absolutely freezing.
Don't complain, Philip, because I was in Sydney on the weekend and I can tell you it did not stop raining for 1 second. So it might be cold in Melbourne, but we do have sunshine.
I've got to tell you, I reckon all of the viewers are so over with you were in New York, you were in Hawaii, you were in Sydney. I mean, really, can you just stay in Melbourne for more than a week or two and knuckle down and do some serious work?
I feel a duty to expand our business globally, Philip, and nothing's going to stop me from doing that, that's for sure.
I'm not sure what of an impact you had on the Sydney market, Gary, but let's talk about the Melbourne market. Another big weekend in Melbourne, another big weekend of high clearance rates.
It was a big weekend of high clearance rates, some good results, although the volume's still not huge, as often it is in winter, Philip. It's not big, and not big in Sydney either. They've got a volume problem there too.
Yeah. I've got to tell you, and we've said this to viewers and we've said this to clients really now for 20 odd years, the very best time to be a seller really is when others aren't selling. So typically most people come to the market in spring.
Often,
we spend all year saying, look, sell in winter, because if you don't have a garden that's an award-winning Chelsea award-winning garden, then sell at a time when there's less stock around.
But they don't listen to us, Philip.
Well, some people do, but it's...
No, they don't.
Well, okay.
Not many do.
I'm trying to inform the viewers that markets are about supply and demand, and in winter, demand is relatively constant, we find, right across 12 months, but in winter, supply does drop. Great to be a seller in winter. In fact, you were a seller in winter.
I was. I sold it 1st of August, it was, Philip, when you conducted that auction for me.
What a great auction I did.
On that woeful day years ago. Actually, it was a very good day. You did an okay job. You're getting the hang of this auction thing, I think.
Another 20 years, I should be on top of things. Let's talk about the weekend, Gary. We had some great results.
We did.
Across the weekend.
Probably none better, well, maybe one better, but we started off in Grange Road in Carnegie, Philip. Jeremy Rosen's had the honours down there, 7 at 20 Grange Road. We had a reserve there of $450,000. Some heated competition, Philip. Sold for $505. So we talked, I think it was only last week, about the villas, about how well they're going. And no exception in Grange Road. Philip, you debuted on Saturday in Glen Huntly Road, Elstonwick, and I believe you sold that property.
I did.
Look, undisclosed the price?
Well, then I won't mention the price, but a really good apartment on the corner of Downshire Road and Glen Huntly Road. Walking distance, obviously, to the best facilities in Melbourne. We had a good crowd there. 2 parties got stuck into it. We passed it in, negotiated a significant increase and sold it after auction.
A good location, right in the heart of Elstonwick. Another good location is Trinity Court, but lo and behold, we were not able to sell that property yet.
No cigar there yet, Gary. No. Great house, a reserve there now of $1,695,000, and a house that's really worth looking at it.
Yes.
Now, Gary, are we able to talk about my last auction on Sunday, which was a auction that I conducted in Steel Street?
We can't really talk about the price. It's been asked to be disclosed. We can kind of talk about it, but not in specifics. But I heard it went pretty well. Tell us a little bit about
Gary, we had 3 bidders.
Yes.
And if we can't talk about the price, one thing I am going to say, I reckon this price really vindicates what we've been saying. The whole market, I think, has taken a 10 to 15% increase. I can show viewers... Yeah, I reckon it has.
That's a big call.
It is a big call,
Big
Gary.
statement.
Well, this house...
Boisterous
This house is testimony to that, because I can show viewers houses very similar to this that sold for 15% less this time last year. So I reckon this is the new benchmark sale for South Caulfield.
Well, I reckon if we look back for old GPTV versions, old ones where we were sort of young and
beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, we would probably see that. In fact, we did say that South Caulfield was a bit soft, and it did go a bit soft about a year ago. But not anymore, Phil.
Back.
It is back.
And speaking, Gary, of bouncing back.
Hang on, no, before you go there, this property, ladies and gentlemen, the reserve was in the vicinity of $1 million and sold for a lot more. And how many bidders were there?
3 bidders, Gary.
Okay.
And speaking of bouncing back...
Tell me about bouncing back.
I have to tell you what I did on Friday night while you were gallivanting around Sin City. I went to see a fight on Friday night.
Right?
Now, viewers, I'm not an aggressive... Well, I am an aggressive person.
I stay home to see those on Friday nights.
I'm not an aggressive... Well, I've said I'm not, but I am. Okay, I'm an aggressive person. And I love the testosterone of a fight, I don't mind saying. And at the Melbourne Pavilion on Friday night, there was a 12-bout boxathon, for lack of better words. So I went to the boxing on Friday night.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Why did I go to the boxing on Friday night?
It's not
something that I would normally do. But I went to see Fight Fit Boxing Challenge on Friday night at the Melbourne Pavilion, which is in Flemington Road. Not a place that I would normally hang out on a Friday night. It was the most phenomenal evening, a real cultural event. Mark Silver, if you are watching,
And he will be.
you were incredible. Now, for those of you that don't know Mark Silver, he is a 49-year-old, overweight man with a family with 2 children, a sort of guy, if you met him in the street, you just think, what a nice bloke he is.
Yeah, you would.
By day, a fabulous caterer.
Yes.
By night, he turns into this boxing machine. Exactly. So I went to see this. First of all, he won the fight.
He won the
went
fight,
went
yeah.
for 3 rounds,
Yeah.
and the judges voted him the winner.
Good luck to him. He joins that big list of successful Caulfield-based boxers, Philip.
So this was a 12-bout boxing event, of which 9 of the bouts were men, 3 of the boxing bouts were women. I saw one of the women box, and I reckon she was the best boxer on the night.
Tiffany Cook.
Tiffany Cook, a woman in her late 20s, I think. Enormously good-looking woman, and the most graceful boxer. She won in 3 rounds.
And do you reckon,
but I have to tell you, look, even watching men box, look, it's a blood sport, and it's not something that I can necessarily condone. Watching women box, it was an incredible evening.
What I want to know is, what would they have thought of you out there? I mean, can you imagine being you'd be the most chauffeured viewer of boxing in the history of the game, I reckon.
Well, the funniest...
You would have been, people would have been sending you directions to Ascot Vale or wherever.
The funniest is that I got the
wherever.
best seat in the house. I'm actually sitting ringside next to the referees. There's a story as to how I got those seats, but I'm sitting there ringside. During I think round 2 and 3 of Mark Silver's bout, I'm just sitting there watching, kind of minding my own business. The MC is talking to the crowd. Next thing I hear the MC go, "And ladies and gentlemen, Philip Kingston from Gary Peer and Associates is in the house." I just about fell off my chair. I'm thinking, what's that about? I have a chat with the MC afterwards, and he says, "Oh, I love coming to your auctions. I live in Elsternwick," and I think, here I am at a boxing bout in Flemington on a Friday night, thinking I'd know no one, and the MC has got to call out our name.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you wanted to view into GPTV, know about real estate, I don't know where we've gone this week, but we're on boxing.
Let's talk about next week. Actually,
congratulations to Mark Silver. Before we talk about next week, let's talk about where we are right here.
Which is what I was going to say, Gary.
Right now, Philip, it is very, very apt and suitable that we're at this home, because for those who haven't seen The Great Gatsby, and I have seen it and I loved it, this is really remnant of The Great Gatsby, this splendid home. Philip, tell us about it.
Gary, we are just so excited to be given the opportunity to market this house, because this is one of Caulfield North's finest homes.
The address?
The address is number 12 Pearson Grove in Caulfield North. If viewers haven't been down this street, it's a bit of a secret, because those that live in Pearson Grove guard it jealously. One of the best streets, because it's got one of the biggest subdivisions in Caulfield North. The blocks of land in this street, some of the biggest in Caulfield North. This is a house that was designed by Bruce Trethowan, and it was built with absolutely no expense spared. The quality of design, the quality of detail, the quality of construction, the architecture, everything here is unbelievable. And the best part about it, the owners, for the time that they've been here, have looked after the house beautifully. They've kept the maintenance up, so there's not a chip or a scratch here. It does feel like a brand new home.
We are in a magnificent position here, also right in the heart of Caulfield North. This street is a very tightly held street. They never come up here. If we had to rely on Pearson Grove vendors for a living, we'd be struggling, wouldn't we? Because they never ever come up. But this one's coming up on Sunday week. You are doing the auction at 3:30 on Sunday week. So please, ladies and gentlemen, make your way here to Pearson Grove.
Let's talk about next
this weekend. Yes,
this weekend.
This one upcoming. You're off.
I can't believe I've got a weekend off.
No, just say you're off.
Generally. No, but I've got a weekend off this weekend. I actually don't know what I'm going to do. I did think for a second that I'd come out and watch you auction.
No, don't do that.
And then I thought, I'm going to take the weekend.
I am auctioning.
I might go to New York or Hawaii or Sydney.
You should do that, or go to the boxing again, Phil. I am doing 3 auctions on this Saturday, Philip, and they are all terrific apartments. The first one is in Powlett Street in East Melbourne. What a great location, been plenty of interest there. That one goes up at 10:30 a.m. I'm looking forward to that one, expecting some competition. Then we're moving on, Philip, at 12:30 to 7 at 24 Park Street, St Kilda West. What a fantastic address, looking forward to that. And then at 2:30 in Mitford Street in Elwood. 3 terrific apartments, 3 wonderful investments or first home buy
A great offering. And just on this point, Gary, if you were an investor and you're watching this show, I reckon if you're ready to buy something, you can actually come to East Melbourne, then move on to West St Kilda, and then go on to Mitford Street. And if all you did that day was buy one of those 3 apartments, you'd be buying really good quality real estate.
You sure would. We've got some special guests upcoming on GPTV. We're going to keep it a secret for now, but we'll let you know.
You know, we
next week.
made an announcement a couple of programs ago about our celebrity chef. We must bring that on, Gary, because we did say we would.
Yes, imagine an agent making a representation they couldn't keep.
That's right.
That would never happen, ladies and gentlemen. Not here at GPTV. I'm Gary Peer. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a great week. See you next week.
Cheers.